I would like to invite you on a journey from me to we. From I think, therefore I am, to I co-create, therefore new emerges. And for this invitation, I borrowed a picture from a 13 years old girl from Slovenia. She won with this picture on the context Peace for the World. And before we are embarking on this journey, I would like to ask you, have you ever personally experienced the devastating power of floods or fires or storms or droughts? I see a lot of noddings. And this is a big difference from 4 years ago when we met in Athens. At that time, if you remember, Siberia and Amazonia burned, and we all felt that this is happening somewhere else, somewhere on another planet. Now we all know that this is happening here to us, that we do not take care properly for the only home we as humanity have. Another question. Do you remember what you were doing on the 4th of August this year? Some no, some yes. I know that at least 8,000 people in Slovenia will remember this day forever, because Slovenia was under the water in 2 hours. 2/3 of the country was under the water, and 8,000 people were evacuated. The rivers washed away 500 houses, ruined 100 bridges, devastated kilometers and kilometers of roads, and also damaged a lot of companies. I know how it is to be a CEO of a large company and watching helplessly how the river starts to rise. And then suddenly, river flows to your production line, and the water washes everything away, and you know nothing will be the same again. And then when the flood ended, you think you can resume with the production, but you can't, because all the machinery is broken and there's mud everywhere. And the picture here is from the company that produces for automotive industry. And by the way, because of that, Volkswagen has already closed the production in Portugal. And who knows what will be the consequences. Other also. The total cost of this effect was estimated to 5 billion euros. This is approximately 40% of the yearly income of Slovenia. And Slovenia was not the only country hit this summer. So let me ask you a question. What will happen in the future if we continue on the same path? Yes, you know, disaster. So we need to find a different path. And now that these systemic crises shatter the foundations of our beliefs in civilization, in the business world, there's a really strategic need to include wise decisions into our business models. It's about designing new paths that serve for all. And those are untrodden paths. And we must stop wait for heroes to arrive and to solve all the problems. Because we are the heroes, or better, heroines we've been waiting for. Can you recall a moment in your life when you really knew that you need to act and that you need to be the change you want to see in the world? Yes, I recall my two. I was frustrated about how short-sighted we have become, pursuing on the profit on the expense of people and planet. And I decided to embark on a new quest, to put on the dress of a heroine. And I discovered a new platform for regeneration and flourish. I call it AEIOU because it brings wisdoms from all over the world together to include in our business models. I proved, as many other AEIOU leaders proved, that there's a better way to lead our lives and lead our businesses, and that we need to use a business as a tool for creating prosperity for all. So we need to design our businesses in a way that they are including new knowledges, timeless wisdom as well, that they are bringing new energy into the businesses, and with this also expanding consciousness. And with this, we can lift ourselves, our companies, and our communities. Just imagine how can we really support the talents if we bring all the wisdoms from all over the world, from wisdom keepers together, and deploy them from the space of love, leading from love with the wisdom beyond. This is something that we need to train, to develop, to experience. And in this, we are not alone. We need to trust to the power of collective. And we need to learn how to include others, how to make this transition from me to we, how to include others with their presence, with their knowledge, with their wisdom, and also with their questions, with their hesitations, because altogether we can find a better way to lead our lives and lead our businesses. And we need to aspire together, set the intention together, envision together, combine all different talents so that we will really reach the outcomes we are all longing for. We, female leaders, have the special role here because we can hold the place so that new can emerge. And we can be inspired by the ancient word for midwives from Iceland. They call midwives light mothers because they are helping to bring light to the world. And emergence of new ideas, this is also light coming to the world. And we as light mothers, we can also again reestablish the connection with the source life energy, because we need all the energy to step together and to co-create better systems. Because sustainability can only be achieved in collaboration. There's no other way. African proverb says, if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to travel far, go together. I want to travel far, so I also initiated a community of AEIOU leaders a community that supports each other. And if you want to travel far as well, I invite you to join this community, because this is also the support for each of us to be on our personal missions. And you know what? When you are on a personal mission, you have the permission to be yourself and enjoy. And just imagine what could happen if we include joy, if we include meditation, if we include intuition, nature, indigenous wisdom from wisdom keepers into our business model, into our everyday practice, and if we decide to really lead from love. And sometimes I hear questions, what about leading from love? I said, no single decision can be wrong if you lead from love. In fact, this is the only certainty we have. So, love also supports well-being, but well-being, as it is important for an individual health, it is still not enough to face the complex problems we have as society today. That's why we need to train how to co-create. And co-creating, it means that we need to make a shift from directing to facilitating, to opening the space when new can emerge. And the flood in Slovenia has brought to a surface almost forgotten qualities, how to care for each other, how to help each other, how to self-organize. So you can now very frequently hear that in the past we walked past each other. Now we walk with each other. And this is a completely change in understanding how we are a person to another person, how we can complement each other. We have a platform that supports us in co-creating and in leading from love. AEIOU brings the indigenous wisdoms together. And with embodying these wisdoms, we can really complement each other. We can engage in a dialogue with all stakeholders, and we sometimes forget who are our stakeholders. At least we always forget about the planet. We can cross-pollinate ideas and get to breakthrough innovations that are needed for our future. And what is really important, we can foster collective intelligence, because together we know all. The outcomes of embodying these practices are leading to better decisions, are leading to understanding that we are a gift to each other, and of course are leading to flourishing. There are simple micro shifts in our behaviors to use if we want to embody this. For example, cross-pollinating ideas. How? Perhaps you can use intuitive walks. Perhaps you can use journaling each day. Perhaps you can talk to people from other walks of life. So in the next break, as Christine also already said, go and find a person that you don't know. Perhaps some new ideas will spark. We are a gift to each other. So also contemplate about what gift can you give to a person. It can be very simple. A smile, a hug, a help, an insight. And when we are engaging in the dialogue with all stakeholders, it is important that we understand what are their needs, and that we turn this understanding to inner standing to really intentional provide for their needs, and to foster the collective intelligence. Really, we need to open the space for everyone to participate, for everyone to be heard. And when I say that we need to co-create, I think we need to co-create not just with other people, but also with the planet. We need to listen to the animals, we need to listen to the plants, we need to listen to the rivers. Maori proverb says, I'm the river, and the river is me. And I add to this, rivers and water and love connect us. And for the end, a good news, that the earth already has a love sphere. As it has atmosphere and biosphere, it has also a love sphere. And it is a high time for us humans to tune into this love sphere. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonja.